Everyone remembers the day Michael Jackson died. The news said it was a drug overdose and the story ended there. But what if the truth is not that simple? Before he died, Michael told someone something very strange. He said he felt like people were trying to trap him, and if something bad happened to him, the world would be told it was an overdose. Then, the day he died, police walked into his bedroom and something felt very strange. A powerful surgery drug was in the room. See, medical items were lying around, and his personal doctor was the only person there with him. Even more strange, some important items were later found hidden in another room. When investigators looked deeper, they said his death was not just a simple accident. So the real question is, was it just a mistake by a doctor, or was something darker happening behind the scenes? Today we will look at the strange story behind the life and death of Michael Jackson. The world remembers the day Michael Jackson died. The headline said overdose, but behind the scenes, some believe something far more complicated was unfolding.
A man named Dave Schwartz decided to confront Dr. Evan Chandler. And not just to confront him, but to record him speaking about what he was going to do to Michael Jackson and co. Take a listen to Dr. Evan Chandler, the dentist, in his own words.
I interviewed several, and I picked the nastiest son of a bitch I could find. Once I make that phone call, this guy is just going to destroy everybody in sight. Any devious, nasty, cruel way that he can do it. And I've given him full authority to do that. He'll be a I don't get what I want. If I go through with this, I win big time. I will get everything I want, and they will be destroyed forever.
Right before his death, there were reports of a final call where Michael Jackson said he felt someone was trying to frame him, and that if anything happened, it might be made to look like a drug overdose.
I don't know if I should tell you this, but I don't know who may be listening. There may be a group of people that want to get rid of me. They don't want me here anymore.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Talk to me.
I can't talk about it over the phone. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just feel in my soul, only God knows, they could stop me. They could frame me and say to steal the words. They can do a lot of things.
Who could do this?
It's not the government. It's more than the government. But I don't know how to do it. I don't care. They can kill me. I don't even care my life anymore. I just want my children to be okay. My angels.
Michael.
I gotta go.
At the time, many people brushed those words off, but later, they would feel chilling. When investigators arrived at the mansion of Michael Jackson in Los Angeles, the scene felt strange. The bedroom was extremely hot, with a fireplace blazing. Notes were taped all over the mirrors and doors. Little phrases, thoughts, maybe song lyrics. The room where he was being treated didn't look like a proper medical space. It looked bare and messy, with an IV stand, a saline bag, and different medications scattered around. On the bed sat a laptop and even a medical training doll. Something felt off. One detective noticed a small bottle on the floor that had rolled under a nightstand. The label read Propofol. At first, the detective didn't even know what it was. Later, he learned it's a powerful anesthetic normally used during surgeries to put patients completely under. Why was a surgery drug sitting in a bedroom? At that point, police weren't calling it a crime yet. They just wanted answers. So they turned to Michael's personal doctor, Conrad Murray.
I love Mr. Jackson. He was my friend.
And he opened up to me in different ways, and I wanted to help him.
Never before heard outside of the investigation, the voice of Dr. Conrad Murray and his version of the moment he's alleged to have killed Michael Jackson. 2 days after the star died, at Murray's request, he sat down with detectives in a hotel room. He described hours of trying to help Jackson sleep after finishing rehearsals.
He was wide awake, and then he complained, "I got to sleep, Dr. Conrad. I have these rehearsals to perform. I must be ready for the show in England. Tomorrow I will have to cancel my performance. I have to cancel my trip because, you know, I cannot function if I don't get the sleep."
When all else failed, propofol, what Jackson called his milk, was mentioned.
And that time he said, "I'd like to have some milk."
Hot milk or warm or just...
This is just a medicine
Yeah, what
that
is...
he was familiar with.
What is the medicine?
It's called propofol.
Propofol. Okay.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the first time.
Okay, you've administered it more than 10 times?
Yes.
More than 20 times?
30 days a month, roughly, every day.
Oh, almost
So it's about the daily.
But daily, with the exception of 3 days leading up to his death, I tried to wean him off.
the first time that milk was used on him, was it your idea or was it his idea?
His.
That shocked investigators. Propofol isn't a sleeping pill. It's a powerful anesthesia normally used in hospitals with breathing machines. Conrad Murray admitted he had been giving it to Michael Jackson regularly. Then came the most troubling part. Murray said he administered the drug and stepped away to use the bathroom. When he returned, Michael wasn't breathing. He tried CPR, security was called, and 911 was dialed.
Sir, we have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing, and we're trying to pump him, but he's not
Okay.
breathing, sir.
Okay, how old is he?
He's 50 years old, sir.
50. Okay. He's unconscious. He's not breathing.
Yes, he's not breathing, sir.
Okay, and he's not conscious either. He's not
No,
breathing.
he's not conscious, sir.
Okay. All right. Do you have him? Is he on the floor? Where's he at right now?
He's on the bed, sir. He's on the bed.
Okay, let's get him on the floor.
Okay?
Okay, let's get him down to the floor. I'm gonna help you with CPR right now. Okay.
We need him. We need to
Yes, we're already on our way there. We're on our way. I'm gonna do as
Thank
much
you,
I
sir.
can to help you over the phone. We're already on our way. Did anybody see him?
Yes, we have a personal doctor here with him, sir.
Oh, you have a doctor there?
Yes, but he's not responding to anything. No, he's not responding to CPR or anything, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, we're on our way there. If your guys are doing CPR and you're instructed by a doctor, he has a higher authority than me, and he's there on scene.
But when police reviewed the evidence, parts of the story didn't add up. The amount of propofol in Michael Jackson's system shouldn't have been enough to kill him.
Subsequent research, as well as this Chilean study, simply confirmed your initial finding that there was zero possibility that Michael's oral ingestion of propofol, whether it occurred or not, caused his death.
Correct. I believe this study, by showing the drug cannot be abused orally, means that if the drug is abused, it will only be done with an intravenous route, which limits the vulnerable population to healthcare providers. The general public typically doesn't have IVs and things like this available the way they can just drink a drug.
Investigators soon found more details that raised serious questions. Conrad Murray had carried a medical bag into the mansion that day, but when he later went with Michael Jackson to the hospital, the bag was suddenly missing. When asked about it, Murray seemed confused. Later, detectives discovered the bag hidden inside a closet in another room. Inside were used needles, empty bottles, and more propofol. That discovery changed everything. Why would someone stop during a medical emergency to hide medical supplies? The autopsy took hours. Surprisingly, Michael's body showed no major disease. For a 50-year-old man, he was relatively healthy. Nothing obvious explained a sudden death. Then the toxicology report came back. The official cause was acute propofol intoxication, and the death was ruled a homicide. Medical experts reviewed Murray's story and said it didn't match the evidence. The level of propofol in Michael's body was far higher than the dose Murray claimed to give. Signs suggested a continuous IV drip rather than a small injection. Investigators also found an IV bag with a propofol bottle hidden inside, apparently set up to control the flow using simple gravity, no proper medical pump, and no breathing equipment. Using anesthesia without oxygen support is extremely dangerous. Pharmacy records later showed that large amounts of propofol had been shipped to Murray's girlfriend's apartment, which was highly unusual. Supporters of Michael began asking tougher questions. He had reportedly told people he felt targeted and feared being set up. At first, his death was described as an overdose. But investigators ultimately concluded it was homicide caused by improper medical care. In 2011, Conrad Murray was convicted of involuntary manslaughter.
Superior Court of California, Los Angeles County. The people of the state of California plaintiff versus Conrad Robert Murray, defendant. Case number SA073164. Title of court and cause. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Conrad Robert Murray, guilty of the crime of involuntary manslaughter in violation of Penal Code Section 192, subsection B. Alleged victim, Michael Joseph Jackson, alleged date of June 25, 2009, as charged in count 1 of the information. This 7th day of November 2011, four-person juror ID number 145, seat number 3. Is this your verdict? Is this your individual and personal verdict? So say you one, so say you all.
Yes. All jurors indicating the affirmative. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you whether this is your individual and personal verdict. I'm going to be asking you individually if this is correct. If it is your individual and personal verdict, say yes. If it is not your individual and personal verdict, say no. Is this your individual and personal verdict, Juror 1?
Yes, sir.
Juror 2?
Yes, sir.
Juror 3?
Yes.
Juror 4?
Yes, sir.
Juror 5?
Yes.
Juror 6?
Yes.
Juror 7?
Yes.
Juror 8?
Yes.
Juror 9?
Yes.
Juror 10?
Yes, sir.
Juror number 11?
Yes.
Juror 12?
Yes, sir.
All jurors having indicated in the affirmative, the court clerk is directed to record the verdict. Do counsel waive further reading of the verdict as recorded? Mr. Walgren?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Chernoff?
Yes. Many fans still believe there's more to the story. They remember the final fears expressed by Michael Jackson, along with the strange details surrounding his death, the hidden medical bags, the powerful anesthetic found in a bedroom, and the cleanup that reportedly happened during CPR. Questions remain. Was it negligence, greed, or something deeper happening behind the scenes? These details have led some to suspect foul play. Years earlier, in 1993, a man named Evan Chandler accused Michael of abusing his 13-year-old son, Jordan Chandler.
This man is going to be humiliated beyond belief. He will not believe it. He will not believe what's going to happen. Beyond his worst nightmares. Sell one more record. If I go through with this, I win big time. I will get everything I want, and they will be destroyed forever. They will be destroyed. June is going to lose Jordy. She will have no right to ever see him again. Yeah. That's a fact, Dave. That's what's going to happen. Michael's career will be over.
Does that help Jordy?
Michael's career will be over.
And does that help Jordy?
That's irrelevant to me.
The accusation shocked the world, and police quickly opened an investigation into Michael Jackson. But what many people forget is that the case was closed in less than a year because investigators found no physical evidence. You might think that would end the story, but it didn't. The media storm continued, pushing Michael to make a public statement.
And fans, I wish to convey my deepest gratitude for your love and support. I am doing well and I am strong. As you may already know, after my tour ended, I remain out of the country undergoing treatment for a dependency on pain medication. This medication was initially prescribed to see the excruciating pain that I was suffering after recent reconstructive surgery on my scalp. There have been many disgusting statements made recently concerning allegations of improper conduct on my part. These statements about me are totally false. As I have maintained from the very beginning, I am hoping for a speedy end to this horrifying experience to which I have been subjected. I shall not in this statement respond to all of the false allegations being made against me, since my lawyers have advised me that this is not the proper forum in which to do that. I will say that I am particularly upset by the handling of this mass matter by the incredible, terrible mass media. At every opportunity, the media has dissected and manipulated these allegations to reach their own conclusions. I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me. Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent. I have been forced to submit to a dehumanizing and humiliating examination by the Santa Barbara County Sheriff Department and the Los Angeles Police Department earlier this week. They served a search warrant on me which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis, my buttocks, my lower torso, thighs, and any other area that they wanted. They were supposedly looking for any discoloration, spotting, blotches, or other evidence of a skin color disorder called vitiligo, which I have previously spoken about. The warrant also directed me to cooperate in any examination of my body by their physician to determine the condition of my skin, including whether I have vitiligo or any other skin disorder. The warrant further stated that I had no right to refuse the examination or photographs, and if I failed to cooperate with them, they would introduce that refusal at any trial as an indication of my guilt. It was the most humiliating ordeal of my life.
Headlines spread worldwide, and Michael Jackson even cancelled part of his tour because the pressure became overwhelming. Then, something even more shocking happened. His own sister, LaToya Jackson, went on television and claimed he was guilty.
Michael is my brother and I love him. However, at the same time, I think the public is getting the wrong understanding. They're looking at him as the entertainer, the superstar. We must put that aside and judge him as a man, just like anybody else. Any other man that's out there, and it would be wrong for any other man to sleep with a child and do these things. We had a very close relationship when we were at home. We did everything together. We shared everything.
Cuando estábamos siempre juntos. Hemos dividido muchas cosas juntos. And?
Oh, I'm waiting for the interpreter, I'm sorry. And we did everything together. However, at the same time, I was very disappointed in some of the things that I saw. But you can't really accuse a person of anything if you don't actually see them in the act themselves. But you're wary, you have suspicions of things that are going on, like little boys that were in the room, that stayed in the room for several days, and you walk in and the personality of that kid has changed dramatically. It's so strange when you see these kids later. They become so withdrawn and so shy. In the beginning they're so playful and so up, and all of a sudden they change and they're very close to him and they're with him every day. No, the only, as far as girls, he's never had a girlfriend in his life.
Él dice que no ha tenido nunca una chica. Michael Jackson nunca ha tenido una mujer a su lado.
No, but he's always with little boys. Once you speak out, and it comes out openly, and then he will realize and recognize what I'm doing is wrong. I do need help. I do need to stop doing this. And maybe he will stop doing this. Because if I don't speak out, he will continue and other children will continue to be hurt. We must put a stop to these kids. Did you see the story about the preacher?
Later, LaToya Jackson said her husband forced her to make those claims, raising more questions. Why would someone push her to accuse her own brother? Some believe larger, more political forces were at play.
It's very strange. Who is LaToya Jackson's husband? Well, here's a photo of her with him. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. Like Dr. Evan Chandler, this man is Jewish. I'm going to tell you why that matters as we get more into the Michael Jackson story. Her husband is a Jewish Russian immigrant, it says. His name used to be Jack Leon Gordon, and he then changed his name, also changed where he said he was born. He claimed that Las Vegas was his birthplace until he changed his name in 1981 to Samuel Isaac Gordon. And then he changed his name again in 1983 to Clifford William Johnson. And then he said he was born in Springfield, Massachusetts. Okay, this is all getting really weird. Why is this person changing his name so many times? And why is he pushing his wife to say that her brother is a pedophile? I mean, that's at least what LaToya Jackson said. And the story is going to get even stranger and stranger, making me think that we should maybe go back and re-examine his relationship, Michael Jackson's relationship, and with young Jordan and how these allegations came about. So let's do that. First and foremost, how did Michael Jackson meet little Jordan Chandler? It's actually kind of, the stars must have just aligned, literally the star being Michael Jackson. His car broke down on the side of the road. And he called the police. He was like, I'm Michael Jackson. Can you please come help me deal with this car? And they were like, no, actually, we can't help you deal with your car on the side of the road. And he made a bunch of phone calls. And then finally, somebody was driving by and they were able to help him. And that someone was an owner of Rent-A-Wreck. His name was David Schwartz. David Schwartz then gets Michael Jackson, tows the king of pop, could you imagine this, back to his shop and obviously calls his wife. And her name is June Chandler Schwartz. And he's like, literally the most famous person in the world is standing in our shop. You might want to get down here real quick. And guess what? June got down there real quick and she brought her young son, Jordan, with her. And then the relationship was born. Michael Jackson, as so many fans were surrounding him at this wreck place, he began speaking to the little boy because he, I guess, felt uncomfortable about all the press. They had a conversation, and he felt that the family was just so kind to him that they became really close friends. He traveled around with Jordan. He brought Jordan's mother with him, took them everywhere, hosted sleepovers with Jordan, along with other young boys. Obviously, we all know about his Neverland Ranch, and our understanding of that up until this point was just that Michael Jackson always felt that he didn't have a childhood. And so he always felt badly for children and wanted them to have an experience, have a real childhood, and created a ranch to make that a plausibility. Like he wanted to create Disney World forever for children.
And when people examined how the accusations began, things got even stranger. Reports revealed that Evan Chandler gave his son, Jordan Chandler, a powerful drug called sodium amytal during a dental visit. This wasn't a normal painkiller. It's a sedative that can make someone sleepy and highly suggestible. Afterward, Jordan told a psychiatrist that Michael Jackson had hurt him. Soon after, Chandler allegedly demanded millions from Michael to keep the accusations quiet. Recordings later surfaced of Chandler saying he intended to destroy Michael's career, stating that whether it helped his son was irrelevant.
And once his son said yes, and he recorded that, Evan Chandler then demanded $20 million privately from Michael Jackson. He didn't go to the cops. He went to a lawyer. He said, I won't make this public if you give me $20 million. If you don't give me $20 million, I'm going to make it public. And Michael Jackson told him to kick rocks, allegedly. And then he had his lawyer go back and say, okay, what about if it's just $1 million? And by the way, at this point, it says that his lawyer was like, hey, man, but like, you know, if your son was maybe go to the cops, right? Like, don't just have me negotiating with the king of pop. Like, you should go to the cops. And he's like, you just keep negotiating. Unbelievably. And during this time, he took his son to a psychiatrist. We love psychiatrists on this show. And he made his son describe graphic details of what Jackson had done to him, but didn't do to any of the other boys who were also present for the sleepovers. You know, Jordan's mother at this point, June Schwartz, she and her new husband thought, you know, I think maybe he could be telling some lies. My ex-husband, maybe he's not that honest of a person. And so Jordan's stepdad, a man named Dave Schwartz, decided to confront him, to confront Dr. Evan Chandler. And not just to confront him, but to record him speaking about what he was going to do to Michael Jackson and co. Take a listen to Dr. Evan Chandler, the dentist, in his own words.
This man is going to be humiliated beyond belief, and I'm not believe it. He will not believe what's going to happen. And it's beyond his worst nightmares. That's that one more record. This attorney I found, I mean, I interviewed several, and I picked the nastiest son of a bitch I could find. Once I make that phone call, this guy is just going to destroy everybody in sight. Any devious, nasty, cruel way that he can do it. And I've given him full authority to do that. It'll be a I don't get what I want. If I go through with this, I win big time. I will get everything I want, and they will be destroyed forever. They will be destroyed. June is going to lose Jordy. She will have no right to ever see him again.
Yeah.
That's a fact, Dave. That's what's
Does that help?
Michael's career will be over.
Does that help Jordy?
Michael's career will be over.
And does that help Jordy?
That's irrelevant to me.
Oh, whether or not this helps his son is irrelevant to him.
A year later, Jordan Chandler tried to legally separate from both of his parents, and by 16, he even filed a restraining order against his father. The case was dropped, but the damage to Michael Jackson's reputation was done. Almost 10 years later, in 2003, new accusations emerged from another boy, leading to a long trial. The media labeled him Waco Jacko, portraying him as crazy and dangerous. In 2005, after months in court, he was found not guilty on all counts. His reputation was tarnished, yet many continued to defend his innocence. Here, Michael Jackson shuts down his critics in an interview with Vlad TV.
You know, from the outside looking in, you're like, well, was the allegations true? Was he really into little kids? You know, I mean,
he wasn't, man.
Well, clearly,
he was nowhere near that.
Right. You know, but clearly, some of the stuff he did wasn't really appropriate for an adult
That's
man.
all bull, Vlad. I'm not gonna let you start there.
I'm not
Vlad.
gonna,
listen, I live.
Listen. No, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish
No,
this.
Vlad, because I don't want you to finish it and go all over the internet on some negative. You know how that shit works.
Okay.
Mike's legacy got to be protected, bro. The nigga was he was a true soul, like pure-hearted.
Yeah.
Nothing negative about him. Right. Everything that all the love that he came towards like kids was genuine because he wanted kids to progress and grow to be the best they could be.
Yeah.
You know, obviously he was a kid star, so he probably didn't get a lot of those things that normal kids get. So I can probably see where he was pulling from. But he genuinely just loved to see kids healthy and in a good place. He always wanted kids to be happy.
The FBI had investigated Michael Jackson for years, raiding his home and reviewing his computers. According to released files, they found no evidence of criminal wrongdoing, but most people remember only the headlines. Around the same time, Michael was challenging powerful figures in the music industry. He publicly criticized record executive Tommy Mottola and accused record companies of cheating artists, especially black artists, even calling Mottola devilish during a speech.
I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write, like, literally, I'm telling you the truth, I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know.
Tell him! Say it, Michael! Tell the story!
But, so, the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album. But I've always said, you know, good art never dies. Thank you. I love Unbreakable. You know, and Tommy Mottola is a devil. I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it.
So, please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Turn that off, please. No, what? I don't mind. Tape it.
Oh! Michael is getting gangster today! Yeah.
Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She was crying so badly I had to hold her. And she said to me that this is an evil man. And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. and he's very, very evil, and she doesn't trust him, and he is a horrible human being, and we have to continue our drive until he's terminated.
Oh, there you go.
We can't allow him to do this to great artistry. We just can't.
By 2009, reports indicated Michael Jackson was struggling financially, with Neverland Ranch nearly lost. Then he announced his comeback concerts in London, which sold out immediately before he suddenly died. Questions arose. Was he reckless with his health, surrounded by the wrong people, or targeted for challenging powerful figures? Candace Owens believes it was the latter.
They completely controlled our minds. I, too, was warped to believe that Michael Jackson was a pedophile, and not that Michael Jackson had picked a fight with some very powerful people who have a leg in the media, who can make things appear and make things go away with the snap of their fingers. And since then, there have been a lot of artists who have tried to speak out about this type of mafia behavior, where when people don't get what they want, they will take everything from you and ruin you. To turn the king of pop, to leave him desolate and broke at the end of his career, is a crime. But here's the thing that I will say. They can lie, they can steal, they can deceive, but they can never create, because these people do not have the creator force within them, because Michael Jackson was right when he said that these people are devilish. All they can ever do is try to dissuade the masses via lies, and to go to sleep every night knowing that you are a liar, that you have no creative force within you, that you will always have to steal from people who actually do have talent, you will always have to lie about people who actually do have that creative force. That's a sad eventual ending for those individuals as well. And so Michael Jackson, they may have taken your money, they may have for a short term impacted your reputation, but there are so many of us in the world who now recognize the truth of what happened to you, and we have platforms and we have voices too. And we will continue to hold a candle for the King of Pop.
Do you think there's more to Michael Jackson's life and death than we've been told? Share your thoughts in the comments below.